Grand Rising family. It's Shay Seeking, and yeah. So, I be trying. Like, okay. So, I be trying. I be trying to ignore things. I be trying to look the other way, right? And nowadays, it's not so much as fear or consequences for myself that I'm concerned about. It's lack of that, but concern about others. So are you concerned about the smaller portion of the group, or everyone as a whole? And sometimes, like I told you guys the other day, you can look around and it feels like, where is everybody? Like, I question the mindset of the people, because when I'm watching certain interviews with certain people speaking about vaccines and about mandatory and about putting things in your arm, and just the whole term of just using that term of sticking you in the arm, a million or so people in the first whatever days, like cattle. It's almost like we're cattle, and even though we're not asking for this, and even though it makes more sense to deal with the 99.7% recovery rate, we're going to let someone else tell us that we should take something that has a less rate. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think it's somewhere between 94 and something. I know it's not 99.7, okay, percent effective when it comes to this, when it comes to these vials that they want us to take. So it's like, it's almost like, how does this make sense? We have lots of states that have already removed the mask, and people are not vaccinated. They're not all vaccinated, and they're going back to their regular schedule. And then there's another portion that's not free yet, and again, I think for me, somebody like me, it's concerning, right, to hear somebody say that we need to get some type of I can't remember what term was used, some type of no, I don't know. I won't say warfare, but it was a tactic. It was a word for a tactic being used as a military footing or something like that. And it's, again, like, on the American people, like, is that making any sense to us? Like, again, not alone is that waging war on the American people, is that waging war on people in general, worldwide? Are these people waging war on gods and goddesses? Are these people waging war on entities and souls and people that are on this plane, that are here to make a difference, that have been placed here? Is this a war against God? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know at one point in time I thought that, that this whole thing was some kind of man-made something. That's what they said, right? But at the end of the day, nothing matches. Nothing adds up. The numbers don't add up. Nothing adds up to it being anything other than the regular flu. And we've never done anything about the millions of people that die from that every year. So it's quite concerning that they've been able to convince the entire world that this thing is here to stay until we vaccinate you, which you could still get the iris, right? The AdV. So you can still get that. Okay, and then they're concerned about schools. Well, but then they'll say children can't get it, or they're not getting it. So then I don't understand why the schools were shut down in the first place. And so it's so many inconsistencies and so much to be questioned. I guess the main thing is anyone still questioning this, or are we just being complacent with what we have been told, and we're okay as free people with free will, free thinking people, original people? When do we say that enough is enough? When do we say that enough is enough and we ain't going? When do we start to Cry out. Whether you do this and you have a way of doing this without using words, or if you have a voice that you can ring out to speak to the people and say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because not only will people probably have different type of ailments more than they would have had from getting the flu, from getting these vaccines, no one's asking what's in them. I mean, I seen a clip the other day or today talking about I'm not asking what's in it. I don't want to know this and that. I'm just sticking my arm out and I'm just taking it. And it's just like, what? What? Like how much did you get paid to say something like that? Right? And it's horrible because they can have the influence and they can have the power and they can have the money and they can have the presence to come on and tell you what they want you to think. But as soon as you have something that contradicts what they're saying, you're shut down. You can't speak. You should just be quiet. You don't know. We have the best scientists that we pay to tell you what we want them to tell you when we want them to tell you that. And so I ask. I think I've said this before. And again, I feel like every time I open my mouth, there's consequences. Every time I open my mouth, there's something that, and a lot of times, I'll just put it like this. A lot of times I feel like these people, I'm sorry, my hands are dirty. I've just been playing in the dirt. I was on a little nature walk, and I was playing in the dirt. But anyways, it's almost like we're letting someone dictate something that we're going to place in our bodies, and once you put it in there, you cannot remove it. And we do not know anything really about these. They really don't know anything about these vaccines. They know nothing really about them. They're not telling you anything that's adequate enough to make you want to take this and be okay with it. And then I feel like one of these speeches that I heard recently, the last thing that was said, I feel like the last thing that was said was pray for or protect our troops.